with our week 8 or week 7 in the NFL, our surprise teams. Whoa. And, as always, the draft is back. So picking one is, oh, would you look at that? Me. And then,
Dylan, you're a little spicy. You might need to bring it down.
well, I'm just having fun. Just having fun here.
Okay.
And number 2 is the Vikings coming off a win. And, as you guys can see, it usually does happen, but Grant will be picking 3, but it usually does.
Oh, yeah, it's probably. I never win.
Well, you're picking 2, so.
It's still not good enough.
Have you ever picked 1 yet?
No.
Oh, wow.
All I've done is pick 1.
I'm
no
sad.
kidding.
I'm
That's
sad.
all it seems like that's all I do.
Okay, well, it's a good thing we're not keeping standings of this, because
rub it in.
Yep. Well, you know who is not who is also not number 1 this week in the Floyd of Rosedale trophy?
Yeah.
Grant. And that's why they are separate. They actually planned on doing the podcast together, and it would have been great because they also could have come up with the similar handshake that Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes have. But since there's been such a point of contention between these two, they decided it was best, not really for the podcast, but for those two's Grant's mental health, because he not only has to watch Iowa play offense every week, he also has to listen to Ethan rub it in for the next at least year that Floyd is back in Minnesota. So, but we'll get to our college recap in a little bit here. But so surprise team of the week here, and you know what? This is one of the weeks when I was making my notes for this, boys, because I always pick about 3 because you never know who we're all gonna pick. But this week, when I was looking at the surprise, disappointings, told you so teams, this was a fairly some easy picks here. So I'm gonna go with our most recent game that was played. I'm gonna go to the East, who I'm never thought I'd say this, but I'm a little bit jealous because they aren't getting a foot of snow in about 12 hours. I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings. I think they have found a running back in Cam Akers. I hope they slowly worked him in the last couple of weeks, and this week when he ran the ball, he ran hard. He looked torn Achilles. Cam Akers, he's more effective running back than Madison. Still looking for that first rushing touchdown of the year. They did a great job of containing Nick Bosa. And, if you guys watched the Manning cast, there was a big highlight of him being on the sideline and talking about certain plays that they would run with him out. And, but it didn't even make a difference. They did a great job of keeping him in check, giving Kirk Cousins time. And I think we need to put to bed that Kirk isn't a primetime player. Kirk Cousins was 35 of 45, 378, 2 touchdowns, and made the plays that he had to. After that first interception.
Without Justin Jefferson, let's add that.
And without Justin Jefferson.
He made Brandon Powell look like an NFL receiver.
Yep. And then the defense came around. They made 2 fourth-quarter interceptions. And, right now it looked like the Vikings were dead, but they have come back to life. They are 3-4 with really the teeth of their schedule behind them, and they could look to go on a run here. Ethan and I picked the Vikings to win the NFC North, and right now we're feeling not ready to just go that far and say they're going to surpass the Lions, because although the Lions had a setback this week, they still are 5-2, best start they've had in years. But the Vikings are not going to go away quietly.
Here's a stat for you guys on Jordan Addison. I don't think people are talking about him enough. He was an absolute dude on Monday night, but he's been like that all year. He has as many career games with 120 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns as Michael Thomas, DK Metcalf, Deebo Samuel, and T. Higgins. He has played 7 games, guys.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That
Like,
is wild.
absolutely freaking nuts. Like how good he is. Like, and this is with him being the one.
Mhm.
Like, this isn't even
Uh-huh.
JJ getting more of the coverage. Like, think how good he's going to be when JJ comes back.
Well, now since we are podcasters, we have to ask stupid questions like this. Are the Vikings better without Justin Jefferson?
I don't answer stupid questions. I don't care if I'm on a podcast. or not.
Stop trying to make cool videos for the internet, Dylan. That just made you sound super unintelligent, and you're already not that smart. So don't do more things to help out this case.
Okay, fair enough.
You already live in Western wherever. It's fine. Like, we all
Yeah.
know you're an
You
idiot.
wanted to say Montana, Ethan, and Dylan's going to say, no, I live in North Dakota. And to
Yep.
that, I respond with this. You live closer to the Montana border than the North Dakota capital. So, by the rules of the internet, you live in Montana.
Yep.
That's how that works, huh?
Eastern
By the
Montana.
rules of the internet.
Grant didn't
and-
make them.
Or the rules of Grant?
There are no rules of Grant.
Yeah, that's true.
There are no rules. There's one rule. There's no rule. Put a shirt on. There's one rule. There's no rules of Grant. I just come up with silly statements like that kind of make sense,
And
but
also-
kind of don't.
Also, to quote fellow podcasters, the Kelsey brothers, you are wrong that they're about this being a dumb question. There are there's no such thing as a dumb question, just dumb people.
Well, I don't want to know that was a dumb question you had, or just like you said, a dumb statement. But you were really dumb there as a dumb person asking that. So once again, the Kelsey brothers strike again.
Correct. So, Ethan, who do you have as your surprise team?
I have the Colts, believe it or not. Yes, they didn't win. Also, the NFL admitted they screwed up twice in the final couple minutes. So, I mean,
That was
could
rough.
definitely make an argument they probably should have won, considering they lost by one. But the Browns came in, absolutely made Brock Purdy look like he's never played football before last week, shut down that entire offense. And all of a sudden, Gardner Minshew comes in and puts up 38 freaking points on these guys. Like, I'm pulling up his stats right now. He was unbelievable. He had a couple turnovers, but 15 to 23 for 305. Like,
That's crazy.
that is some insane change on every freaking throw.
That is
he
crazy.
has. They ran for almost 200 yards. Like, they actually were explosive, and that's an understatement. Sucks their defense didn't come to play, but they probably should have won that game.
They should have, but they covered. So,
It's
and
true.
it cost me some money. So,
Hey, remember this.
They,
remember this, boys. Good teams win, but great teams cover.
Yeah.
yeah.
God, how many yards is that per throw or per completion? 305 by 15.
Dude,
I'm just curious.
Do the completion one first, because
20 yards a catch.
holy shit.
305 divided, yeah, 20.
20.
Woo! You do that,
Just
man.
over
you're-
20 yards.
That's like some
insane.
video game stats there. That's like
insane.
Oh yeah, that dude is playing Madden right there,
So
or
they had
something like
three
that.
receivers. So they're three receivers. Like, so Michael Pittman had 75-yard touchdown. Josh
Okay.
Downs had a 59. Alec Pierce had a 32-yard catch, and Jonathan Taylor had a 20-yard catch.
Whew.
That is explosive. They didn't have and then Jonathan Taylor 24-yard run. Zach Moss 21-yard run. Like, just explosive play after explosive play.
Man, Shane Steichen calling plays like he's in Philadelphia again.
Yeah. With a backup
There on the
QB.
sideline.
Yeah.
Minshew Mania, the Fu Manchu, living out of a van,
Yeah.
breaking his hand to get another year of eligibility. That guy is the hero
How did
America
they
needs right
win?
now.
The stats are just wild how vastly
But
different
not
they
the-
are.
not the hero we deserve.
No, but the hero we need at the moment.
I mean, the Colts put
Yep.
up 450 yards, and the Browns had 315.
Well, and Deshaun Watson decided that, hey, I don't want to play, even though I've been medically cleared.
Yeah.
My shoulder's fine. My head, I hit the pavement, but I was cleared. I don't want to play.
Yeah,
the difference is probably that Miles Garrett.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
was
have
it a
4 turnovers is the
yeah,
thing.
well,
Short
did he have a
fields
strip
most of the
sack that
time.
led to a touchdown, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
then and then that blocked field goal. Shoot, there's 10 points right there just off of the defensive player of the year at the moment.
Yeah.
Did you, Ethan? Did you see Brady Quinn's Twitter back and forth with his Deshaun's quarterback coach?
Oh my
Oh
God,
no, I
it
did
was.
not.
Oh, dude.
Oh, I gotta read this one too. So on his radio show, Brady does in the morning, Two Pros and a Cup of Joe with Jonas Knox and LeVar Arrington, which
Mhm.
is really good show. They were talking about how it's Brady Quinn compared it to that kid that was handed a $230 million inheritance and didn't want to work hard.
The trust fund, baby.
Yep. And I'm trying to find it here. Maybe it's under his replies. Great radio right now. But where is this? No.
No. Is it as good
Okay.
as mine and Ballsby's Twitter interaction?
Okay. Ethan is also blocked by the Big 12 commissioner, so give it up for Ethan here.
The Big 12,
His
the
son.
Big 12 commissioner. How the hell
Big
did
12
that happen?
commissioner's son. I told you that.
Oh,
When we
the
get to
son.
the-
Oh, okay.
It's his son.
I knew you were blocked by him, but I was like, the commissioner? What kind of levels did you go to?
I
But
just
no, the
pointed
son. Oh, no,
Oh.
that makes sense. That guy's just a giant pussy.
Yeah. So
Jeez.
here's what Brady Quinn said is everyone with a medical opinion has cleared Deshaun Watson. The situation is almost similar to a kid getting $230 million trust fund. You ask them to get a job and they have no incentive to do it. Then Quincy Avery responds, Brady, I'm a be real. You don't know what the blank you are talking about and sit behind a microphone gossiping like a little high school chick. Brady, come talk anytime you want in person. Open invite. And then Quincy says, I just seen you Saturday. I don't have anything I want to talk to you about. I'm telling you, you're talking about things you don't know. Talking on another man who doesn't know you is weak. Lol. Well, I didn't see you. Point being. Brady responds, how about we massage this conversation and get it to a happy ending? Does that sound satisfactory?
Oh boy.
Oh, that's why we love the internet.
Brady Quinn can't
So-
talk. He was even worse than him in a freaking Browns uniform.
Oh, it's this is the greatest thing Brady Quinn's done for the Cleveland Browns in his whole life.
This is
but
true.
But it's hilarious.
It's terrible.
It is. But anyways, Grant, who is your surprise team of the week?
So my surprise team, I'm gonna go with the New England Patriots here, fellas.
I left you that one.
Good
I was
choice.
gonna pick him, but I'm like, I doubt he had the Colts on his.
No, I sure didn't, and I'm not gonna lie. When I was given the third pick here, I was like, I'm in trouble. Because unlike Dylan, I only had one team. So even if you had the Pats, I would have furthered that conversation. But no, on Sunday, I mean, Mac Jones looked like an NFL quarterback. I mean, 25 of 30, 272 yards with 2 touchdowns, guys, and more importantly, 0 turnovers. That's been his problem this year. He likes to throw touchdowns to the other team more than the Patriots team. And then also, a quarterback rating of 126.7 and a QBR of 78.5. That's going to win you a lot of games in this league. But I think the most impressive part was they kept their composure when they blew their fourth quarter lead. At one point, they were up 22-10. Buffalo gets 2 touchdowns within the last 6 minutes of that game, and they take a lead, with under 2 minutes left to go. And Mac Jones brings them right down the field, finds Gesicki in the back of the end zone, and the Patriots get a big win. A win that they needed. Because if they didn't, it's still times are still tough up there in Foxborough, but it would have been Pitchfork Nation and let's burn the whole thing down. But
Do you think them announcing Belichick got that lucrative extension had anything to do with this? Because before, no one knew. They're like, is he going to retire? Is he not? Well, now we know he's not. Do you think that had anything to do with it?
I think it did have something to do with it, and also, he gets his 300th career regular season win. After this, it's kind of a lost year. It's like, hey, no, we're going to bring Bill back. He gets this nice big extension where he's pretty much saying, I'm going to coach to take Don Shula's record.
Yeah.
There's nothing that people can say bad about me. I'm going to have the most regular season wins, the most Super Bowls, everything like that. So I think it did have something to do with that too. But also the last part for this New England passing game, I saw, guys, 9 players caught a ball on Sunday. That's been a problem for them all year, is creating explosive plays.
So Kendrick
And
Bourne had a good game.
Kendrick Bourne, he did have a good game, and then just to share the rock like that, get some confidence going against a tough Miami team they got to play up this upcoming Sunday. The Patriots needed that, and after what we've seen from this offense this year and how I bashed them 2 weeks ago, I didn't see this coming. So it's fitting to me that they're the surprise team of the week.
Well, and I thought they did a good job of they had a semblance of a running game, because that's really where that's been Mac's struggles and the offensive struggles. They've struggled to run the ball downhill. They moved a couple of pieces on that offensive line that seemed to have worked. They did a good job of focusing on Mac's strengths, where they put him under center more. They threw the ball in the middle of the field. And to shift kind of gears here to Buffalo, is those injuries that they have on that defensive side. It's going to be a recurring problem. Is right when we thought they were gonna, and then the injury bug hits them. They just can't have nice things in Buffalo.
Well, and then also on Sunday, guys, Mac Jones was only sacked one time, and it was only for a 4-yard loss. So a unit that we said coming into the year needed to improve. You bring Vaughn back, and they only get Mac Jones down to the ground one time. You're not going to win a lot of games in that division this year if you're only doing that. And yeah, like you said, Dylan, the Patriots, sure, they only averaged 4 yards carry on Sunday, but they were still able to run the ball 24 times and, have somewhat of a complementary offense going for them. So I didn't see this performance coming. I thought the Bills were going to beat them, and I thought they'd beat them by 10 plus.
Yeah, well, I think they were favored by like 8.5 or 9.5 going into the game.
It started at 8.5 on Tuesday. I don't know if it went up or down or where it was.
I want to say it might have gotten up to 9.5 when it kicked. I think that sounds right. But
I know to start the week it was 8.5.